is Savannah, and in today's class we will be focusing on cultivating strength in our upper body. For class, we will need a strap or a belt, a towel or a blanket, and also a yoga block. If you do not have all of these props to use, do not worry, you can still do this practice and have a great time on your mats. I hope that as you do this practice and as maybe you do it again and again over time, you will notice some positive changes. You will notice that you are gaining some strength in your upper body. You will feel more empowered and capable both on and off of your mat. Let's begin in a seated position, and let's take 5 deep breaths. You're in and out through the nose. Allow each breath to be full and complete. Settle into your body. Settle in with your breath on your mat. Deepen into your breath a little bit. One more big breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose, let it go. From here, let's reach the arms up overhead. We'll move into some cactus arms, so use some resistance. Don't just move fast like this and up like that. We're gonna go slowly, bend the elbows towards the ground. Squeeze the space in between your shoulder blades, like you're gonna pinch a pencil in between there. Extend back up nice and slow and go again. We're gonna do about 20 of these. Take your time, use resistance. So you can make this as easy or as hard as you want. We have 15 more. Maybe as you inhale, you reach the arms up. As you exhale, you bend the elbows down, in towards the sides of your body, down towards the ground. Use even more resistance. Go slow, find more control. Let's do 9 more. If you like, you can go a little bit faster as you reach the arms up, but really make sure to go slow as you bend the elbows down. A few more. Let's do 1 more here. Last one, I promise. Go slow. Hold it here though. Hold it, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in between your shoulder blades like you had a pencil there. Pull the elbows back towards the wall that is behind you a little bit. Bring the shoulders down away from the ears. And then slowly, very slowly, start to take the arms back up overhead. From here, bring the fingers into fists, hands into fists, extend fingers. Bend, extend, bend, extend. Go slow at first, and then start to go faster. Take your arms slowly out to the sides into a T. And then back straight up overhead. Go a little bit faster with those fists, extending and bending. Back up straight overhead, back to a T. 1 more time, back overhead. back to a T. Shake it out. Shake it out with your arms out into a T. Reach your arms back overhead. Hands come together at your heart center. From here, release your arms. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. Up, back, down. One more. Good. From here, take your strap, if you have one. Otherwise, do what you just did, like this. Do that while we do the work with the strap. We're going to take the strap so it's a little bit further than shoulder width apart with our hands. Take the strap nice and straight overhead, and you're going to pull the strap. Pull the hands away from one another and really notice what engages in your body. Your shoulders, your chest. Notice what lights up for you right now. Pull harder, engage more. Breathe deeply and hold here. 2 more big breaths in and out through the nose. Relax the muscles of your face and of your jaw, of your forehead. Relax your legs and your core. Relax your hips. Allow the upper body, allow the shoulders, the arms, the chest to be doing all of the work here. Release the strap down. Good. From here, we'll take our block, and I'm going to turn so you can see this next movement. This is a challenging movement. Well, we're not actually moving, we're just going to be holding still. We're going to be holding a block with each of our hands behind our back. I have the block so it is lengthwise. And so my fingers are spread fairly wide apart. Lift the block up towards the ceiling. Arms are pretty straight. Lift the block up higher, and this is challenging. If this feels easy, straighten your arms more, lift the block up higher. Hold it here. Now, if you do not have a block to do this with, you can go grab a book, you can grab some other kind of object if you do not have a block. That is completely fine. Release. Relax, and then we'll do that one more time. So shake it out. Okay, once again, grab the block, same thing, just repeating it to build and cultivate that strength. So fingers are fairly far apart, finding a good grip on the block, working towards straighter arms and working to lift that block up higher towards the ceiling. Holding here for a little bit longer. Try to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips as much as you can and extend up to the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Release. Nice work. From here, take a couple of shoulder rolls, taking the shoulders up and then down. Up and back and down, forward, up and back and down. And then from here, make your way into a tabletop position. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Let's step from here right back into a plank pose. So if you would prefer, you can come into a modified plank to begin, but we will be working with plank today as we move into some plank variations as well as some push-up variations. So let's hold here in our plank for just a little bit. One more breath. I'm going to lift up my knees, coming into a full plank. From here, lower all the way down to the belly. Elbows hug into the sides of the body as you lower down. Bring your thumbs and your index finger together just underneath your chest. So your chest is resting down onto your hands, thumb, index finger together, press into your palm, lift your chest up. This is a variation of Cobra, lower down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale to lower, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Let's do 5 more. If you need to take a break, go right ahead. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. 3 more. Lower down. 2 more. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. From here, rest one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead down onto those hands. Leave your head and your hands just as they are, but lift your head, your chest, and your hands up. Inhale here and hold. Hold the pose, but do not hold your breath. Allow your breath to be full and complete. Breathe in and out through your nose. Allow your breath to flow easily and effortlessly. Lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Rest your forehead down onto your hands and stay here for just a little bit. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Inhale to lift up into a Cobra. You can stay lower like this or lift up higher. Use the strength of your arms. Hug your elbows in towards your body. Exhale, lower. We have about 10 of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Elbows hug in. Exhale, lower. Allow your heart to reach forward towards the front of your space. The crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. Halfway there. Feel free to move at your own pace. You can move faster or slower than me. That is okay. Exhale, lower. If you're moving with me, let's do 2 more. Last one here. Exhale, lower. Let's do 1 more, and this time we'll hold it. Inhale, come up and hold it for just a couple of breaths. Breathe in and out through your nose. Lower down on your exhale. Now, I didn't mention it, but if you were feeling that in your low back, if it was feeling pinchy and uncomfortable, make sure you're engaging your glutes. You can also try to do that next time with your feet farther apart from one another. Let's lift up into a plank pose from here. Inhale, lift up nice and strong. Breaks are welcome whenever you need. You can take some water, you can take a break, that is okay. Let's come into a side plank, coming onto the left hand, right arm will reach up. Stay nice, steady, and stable through the foot that is planted down. Lift up higher through your right hand. Lift the left hip up higher as well. Then come back to plank. Lower down to the mat. Inhale, leave the hands where they are. Lift up into a Cobra, elbows hug in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up to plank. Come to side plank on the other side. So right hand down, left arm reaches up. Lift the left hand higher. Lift the right hip higher and ground down into the right leg more. Can you get a little bit more steady and stable in this pose? Come back to plank. Lower down to your belly. From here, bring your hands underneath your chest, thumb and index finger together. Inhale, lift up. Elbows hug in towards your body. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Hands underneath your shoulders, lift up through plank. Come into side plank once again, left hand down, right arm reaches up. 1 more breath here. Lower down into plank, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Hands stay where they are. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Elbows hug in, engage your glutes. Feet can come farther apart if that feels better for you. Then let's press up into a plank and come into side plank on the other side. So right hand down, left arm will reach up. Left foot stacked on top of the right foot. Lift those hips up higher, ground more weight into the bottom hand. The right hand, lift the top hand up a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Come to plank, lower down to the mat. Inhale, lift up into plank. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Stay super strong in your legs and in your core. This shouldn't all be coming from your upper body. Everything is supporting you here. Let's do 2 more. So really engage through your legs and through your core. Inhale, lift up. Legs are super straight. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Just come to plank. Then take your hips back to downward facing dog. Notice how you are feeling. Let's drop down to the knees. Take your strap if you have it. And if you do not have your strap, you can do those cactus arms we started with, nice and slowly with resistance. If you have your strap, we'll do the move with the strap we did at the beginning of class, taking the hands wider, a bit wider than shoulder distance apart. Arms are straight up overhead and pull the hands apart on the strap, away from each other. Pull the strap more. Pulling the strap super tight. Hold here and breathe. Make sure that whenever you hold a pose, that you are not also holding your breath. Maintain a steady rhythm for your breath in and out through your nose. A little bit longer here. Release. Release your cactus arms, release the strap if you are using the strap, and make your way back into your downward facing dog. All 10 toes will tuck under, fingers spread nice and far apart, hips lift up and back towards the sky. Breathe here. From here, shift forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists, legs extend long. Feel supported through your legs, through your core, as well as your upper body in your plank. Come back to down dog, exhale. Inhale to plank, exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank, exhale, down dog. Go at your own pace, moving as fast or slow as you like. Link the breath with the movement. The inhale breath takes you to plank, the exhale breath takes you to down dog. Now come to plank. We're going to move into some shoulder taps. Tapping opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. Keep switching side to side. Go as fast or as slow as you like. And as you do this, try not to shift too far over to each side. Keep the weight stable and even through each of your sides. Let's do one more on each side of the body. Then come all the way down to your belly. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. These are called dead stop push-ups. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. 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 Inhale, lift up. From here, take it back to down dog. From your down dog, take your right hand up off of the mat. Just hovering it over where it would be in your down dog. Stay here, or take it back towards your right hip. Stay here, or maybe you reach the right arm forward so the arm is in line with the right ear. Stay here for just a little bit longer. Release the right hand down, and let's try the other side. So lift the left hand up and just keep it to a hover where it was in down dog. Stay here if you like, or maybe sweep it back towards the left hip. So that left arm is right in line with your torso and your spine. Stay here with the left arm, or you can sweep it forward so the arm is in line with the left ear. One more big breath here. Release. Come down onto your knees from down dog and take a couple of breaths. Sitting the hips down to the heels. Close your eyes if you would like. Allow your breath to be steady once again. And allow your breath to always be something that you can come back to, time and time again. From here, come to downward facing dog. Fingers spread nice and far apart, toes tuck under. Take those hips up and back to the ceiling. Shift forward to plank. And from here, lift your right hand up and take it to the right hip. Hold here, right hand is on the right hip. Stay steady and stable. If you would like to, you can reach the right arm forward. Set the right hand down, right away, other side. Left hand reaches up. Take the left hand to the left hip. Hold in here. Make sure your hips aren't lifted up too high like this or drop down too low like that. Your body is in a nice long line. If you would like to, you can now reach the left arm forward towards the front of your space. Release that hand down and take it back to downward facing dog. Take one big breath here in your downward facing dog. From here, drop down to your knees and let's take Dolphin Pose. So coming down onto the forearms, fingers are spread nice and far apart. Your forearms make the number 11 shape. Toes tuck under, lift the hips up and back. Allow your forearms to stay parallel to one another. So sometimes there's a tendency to bring the hands closer to one another and the elbows out. Keep them right as they are as much as possible. You can change the position with your feet, maybe stepping the feet farther back behind you. If this feels like a lot for your hamstrings, that can feel better. Or if you would like more of a challenge, bring more weight into the upper body, step the feet closer towards your elbows, closer towards the top of your mat. Finding what works for you, and we'll just be here for 5 more breaths. One more breath. Release the knees down. Come back to downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank. From here, lower down onto your right forearm. Then your left forearm. Come back up onto your right hand. Then your left hand. Right forearm comes down, left forearm comes down, right hand up, left hand up. One more time on this side. Right forearm, left forearm, right hand, left hand. Switch sides. You can drop down to your knees. You can take a break if you need to. The left forearm comes down, right forearm, left hand, right hand, left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand. One more. Left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand. Take it back to downward facing dog. From here, shift forward to plank, lower down to your belly. Bring one hand on top of the other, rest your forehead down onto your hands. And then lift your head, your hands, and your chest up, leaving the head resting onto the hands. Inhale, lift up, exhale, lower. As you lift up, inhale. As you lower down, exhale. Continue this movement, working on spinal strength. Go at your own pace. Allow your breath to guide you. One more here. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Lift up into plank. Make your way back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to try and come into dolphin from downward facing dog. So you can come down to one form and then the other. Or if you would like to, try to come down both forms at the same time. You can do that as well. One form down, then the other. And if that didn't work for you, you can come down onto your knees and come into dolphin from tabletop. Once you're in dolphin, we'll hold it for a couple of breaths. come to down dog, either dropping your knees down and coming to tabletop, or lift up straight from here, one elbow and then the other. Let's try that a couple more times. So maybe if you did it one elbow at a time or one form at a time, you'll do both this time. Try to lower both forms down at the same time, slowly with control, coming to dolphin and holding here for a couple of breaths. And if that didn't work for you, drop down to your knees, find tabletop, come down to your forms and lift up into dolphin that way. Or you can always come to dolphin from down dog, one form at a time, right and then left. Let's lift back up to downward facing dog now, however you would like to do that. I'm going to do it one elbow and then the other. Hold down dog for a couple of breaths in and out through your nose. One more time, down dog to dolphin. Lower down however you would like to get there. Do that now. Try to do it slowly with control, and then when you're in dolphin, we'll just be here for one big breath in and out through the nose. Come back to downward facing dog, and then drop down to your knees, sit back onto your heels, take a couple of breaths here. You can close your eyes if you would like, settle in. Notice how your upper body is feeling. Notice how your mind is feeling. And notice how your breath is feeling. From here, we're going to use our towel or our blanket if you have one. If you don't have one, you can pause the video and go get one if you would like. Or you can fast forward this part in the video or repeat any of the other postures or movements we have done so far if you would like. It's completely up to you. I'm going to fold over my mat, but you do not have to. I'm just going to fold it over so that I have more space to the front here. And then I'm going to grab my towel. And you don't need it to be too big. We're just going to have our hands about shoulder distance apart, knees or hip distance apart. You're going to slide out with the blanket, with the towel, coming into kind of like a plank position, extended nice and long, and then use all your strength to pull the blanket back in. Very challenging. So try to move slow and with control. Engage your core. Just do what you can here. Experiment, play around. Find what works for you. Maybe you notice that one side is stronger than the other. That is completely normal. Find whatever breath pattern works for you here. Let's try to do one more now. Good, sit back onto the heels. Let's take a break and then we'll try that just a couple more times. Breathe in and out through your nose. Allow your spine to reach nice and tall, crown of the head up towards the ceiling, shoulders over the hips. Okay, come back into tabletop position. Let's just do a few more of these. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Start to slide the blanket or the towel out. Fingers are spread nice and far apart here. Just go as far as you are able to come back in. Find a breathing pattern that works well for you. Let's do 2 more. Come back in, take your time. Good, you can take the blanket, the towel off to the side once again. From here, let's come back to that block hold. I know that we all enjoyed this one. Let's do it again. So going onto the block, taking the block behind you, fingers are spread fairly far apart on the block, lifting that block straight up towards the ceiling, the arms are straight, or as straight as we can get them. They won't be completely straight. Lift the block up higher. Lift the block up higher, hold it there, try not to let it move. Don't let the block lower down. Shaking means that you are working hard. It's okay if your muscles are shaky right now. Release. Take a break before we do that one more time. Such good work for the upper body. Okay, one more time. Grab onto the block, you know what to do. Take the block up towards the ceiling, hold it there, try not to lower it down. Relax your forehead, your jaw. Relax your core, your lower body. Relax your feet. And allow your upper body to really be working here. Let's relax the block down. Great work. Come into a seated position with your legs extended out in front of you now. Feet flat down onto the mat. Hands behind your hips a little bit. Fingers facing the front of your mat. Press down into your feet, down into your hands to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Hold here for a couple of breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down. You can shake out the hands, shake out the wrists, roll out the wrists if you like. Let's move into some dynamic movement with that pose. So fingers spread nice and far apart. Lift up into where we just were, reverse tabletop. You can look up towards the ceiling if you like. Now bend your elbows, allow your hips to lower down. Straighten the elbows, lift the hips up. Continue like this. Bend and straighten the elbows. As you straighten the elbows, hips lift up. As you bend the elbows, hips lower down. Maybe you inhale as you bend, exhale to straighten. Let's do 2 more. Come all the way up and hold here for one big inhale breath. Exhale, lower the hips down. Give your knees a hug, round your spine in towards your lower body, forehead towards the knees. From here, come to a seated position. Cross-legged seated position. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm up and over for a side bend. Inhale, come back up. Switch sides. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Come up. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, come up. Exhale, switch it over. Inhale, up. Left hand down. Exhale, right arm up and over. Keep continuing with this. Go at your own pace. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale as you switch sides, coming into the side bend. Move as fast or as slowly as your body is asking you to move. And from here, reach your arms up to the sky. Hands come down to heart center. Sit up nice and tall. And then walk your hands out in front of you towards a forward fold from this cross-legged position. Maybe you have one hand stacked on top of the other and you rest your forehead onto your hands. Or if you had a block or a book, maybe you use that to rest your forehead on. Or maybe you stay up higher in the pose. Let's walk the hands over towards the left side. Side body stretch from this forward fold. Allow your forehead to come closer towards the left knee. Come back to center and make your way over towards the right side. Allow your chest, your torso to come over towards the right knee, right thigh. Allow your breath and your heart rate to slow down. Come back to center, lengthen out through your spine, reach the heart forward towards the wall that is in front of you. And then come all the way up and make your way onto your back. Once you are on your back, we'll make our way straight into our Shavasana. So legs go long, arms go long, take up lots and lots of space on your mat. If it feels better for your low back, you can have the legs bent, feet to the mat, knees knock in towards one another or knees straight up to the ceiling. Or if it feels good for you, maybe you take Shavasana lying down onto one side, right or left. Or you take Shavasana lying on your belly. And you can have hand over hand, rest your forehead onto your hands. The most important thing is that you are comfortable. Because if you are uncomfortable, your mind will not be able to settle. You will be too distracted. You will not be able to make the most of Shavasana. So make any adjustments that you need to make, and then be here right now in this pose. Be here with your body, be here with your mind, be here with yourself, for yourself. Allow your breath to flow so easily and effortlessly in and out, either through your nose or through your mouth. Allow your body to be still. And allow your mind to quiet down. Your thoughts slow down. You are present. You are in this moment, right here, right now, as you take this time just for yourself. And you give your body this rest at the end of your practice. Be so grateful that your body is able to move in this way. That your body allows you to do this practice. Be so grateful for this opportunity to cultivate strength, to find and develop strength both on and off of your mat. Be grateful to cultivate strength and to then feel so much more empowered, confident, and capable in your yoga practice and in your life off of your mat. Be so grateful for everything that this practice has given you and will continue to give you as long as you show up on your mat for yourself. Please stay here, resting in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. If you enjoyed this practice, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Maybe you leave a comment or you share it with someone else you think would enjoy it. Thank you so very much for joining me to practice. I hope you have a wonderful day.